दो
उसमें सुनाई दे रहा मैम?
हाँ बैठ जाओ। हाँ मीटिंग क्लास होगा आपका। तमिलनाडु। तो रिकॉर्ड क्या हो रहा है? क्या इज बीइंग रिकॉर्डेड। इसको रिकॉर्ड क्या हो रहा है? आ गए वो आ गए। हाँ साजी
तो कल चलना
हाँ कितने बजे आओगे?
अब मैम
जल्दी चलो 7 बजे चलो।
तो नहीं 7:30 के आसपास।
अच्छा
तो आपको वहीं पे ले लूँ घर पे आके?
हाँ मेरे प्लीज घर पे ले लेना, मैं तैयार मिलूंगी।
7:30
7:30 ठीक है।
मैं भी किसी कोई ड्राइवर को लेकर के जाऊंगा, मतलब मैं चलाता नहीं।
गाड़ी आपकी होगी?
हाँ गाड़ी मेरी होगी, ड्राइवर को मैंने बुला लिया है।
अच्छा
तो बस अगर उसने लेट नहीं किया तो इंशाल्लाह 7:30 में पहुंच।
तो नुसैबत भी तो जाती है। चलो ठीक है
मैं आ जाऊंगा 7:30 तक
चलो
इंशाल्लाह, और इनकेस 10-5 मिनट लेट हुआ तो मैं आपको
इन्फॉर्म कर देना बस बस। थैंक यू।
हम ये लगाइए उस पे नहीं हो रहा,
नहीं हो रहा है
कनेक्ट ही नहीं हो रहा है, इसीलिए मैं नहीं ले रहा था।
यस
स्टार्ट करेंगे।
यस लेट मी स्टार्ट।
कोई स्टूडेंट
Yes.
Yes. Good
Afternoon.
afternoon.
I'm
I am
Professor
Professor Nasreen,
Coordinator
coordinator
of
of the
the
program Foundation of Curriculum Planning.
and
And
we
I
would
would
like
like to ask if you have any question.
KG
KG
Krishna,
Krishnaji,
Kausalya,
Kausalya,
and
and
many more
many
are
more
here.
are here.
All are
All are
welcome
welcome in
in
this
this
discussion meeting.
What kind
What
of
kind of
problems
problems do you have?
you can
You can
explain me,
explain me,
and
and I also pay my hearty thanks joining this course. And thank you very much for showing your interest in completing this course.
Good afternoon, madam. This is Krishna. Can you hear me, madam?
Yes, yes, I
can.
Yes, your voice is actually there is echo. I don't know.
Echo. Okay.
voice is echo. Is it clear now?
No, I can hear you, madam, but there is echo. There is a double voice coming. Maybe there is another login somewhere. Yeah.
Mhm.
इसे हटाना होगा.
Maybe, madam, you have to mute. There are two other logins under name Nasreen. Maybe you have to mute. Otherwise, there will be echo, I feel.
So echo. Still echo is there?
I cannot say. Maybe we can start and see.
Yes, shall I start?
Yes, madam. Now you are clear. You are clear, madam. Go ahead.
Okay, okay. So the first, I welcome you all present in this meeting, and let me start this course, the first unit, that is meaning and definition of curriculum. As you know that the term curriculum is derived from a Latin word curre, which means run, and it signifies a runway or a course which one runs to reach a goal. It means it is a kind of a runway where a teacher starts to running and ends to a point when he achieved the goal of the course. So in a very simple way, when a horse runs, it starts at a point, running, and at a point ends from where it was started. Similar cases there. In case of curriculum, a teacher starts running from the objectives and passing through all other points, he reaches to end, that is evaluation. So the definition, as far as definition of curriculum is concerned, there are a lot of definitions related to curriculum, but we consider a very old definition that covers all about the curriculum. That is by Carter V. Good. It is a general overall plan of the content or specific material of instruction that the school should offer to the student by way of qualifying him for graduation or certification, for entrance into a professional or a vocational field. So as per Carter V. Good, the definition of curriculum concerned with overall plan that presented to a student just to qualify the class. And after qualifying this course, he promoted to the next one. And he is saying that it is a qualifying him for yes, participants. Do you have any problem, any difficulty in understanding of these definition so that I can explain it further?
Uh, No problem, madam. Madam, one suggestion. See, I have gone through at least I will say 50% of the content, but so much of information, years and models, the scientists, educators' names are there. So is it required that to remember all those people whose model is what, which year they developed this framework, etc. and etc.
Because the content is spread into several units. So each separate unit consists of different kind of content. And we have tried to inculcate all the objectivity in this content in terms of dates, in terms of name of the scientist or the educator or the psychologist, along with the characteristics of each and every one. So we have tried to these, if the learner is going through each and every unit separately and gradually and continuously, so this is very easy to learn these all.
Okay, madam. Madam, what I suggest is that now if you can summarize the highlights. For example, right now we are in 9th week or so. Maybe the broad aspects of summarizing the essence of whatever is covered up to 9th weeks. Some important things in terms of things which we should always remember on the top of the mind. Okay, something.
So see, in definition, we have tried to include all the views of curriculum framers, that what they understand and what they want to say about the curriculum's definition. Say, for example, in early two definition, it is by Carter V. Good and by one of Crow and Crow. So in Carter V. Good, we see that it is just to qualify the exam. But in case of Crow and Crow, we say that it says about the all-round development of the child. Another definitions of the Michael Apple, they also says that knowledge is one of the most important factor of any curriculum. So Gloria Lanson says that responsive pedagogy and education seeks to students culture the definitions are these all definitions are concerned with the all-round development of the students. So a curriculum is a kind of runway passing through which we try to develop holistic personality of the students. Along with this, we also give certain kind of other experiences that they receive outside the classroom and inside the classroom also. That is very essential to know and to familiarize with the all kind of cultural background. See, these are the points that also reflect about the curriculum. So in these points, the summary is giving that totally is the abstract of all the definition. And it says that a curriculum is a list of subjects prescribed for a course, and it is also constitute different subjects, and it situation that is selected and organized by the institution and made available to the teacher to operate and to translate the ultimate aim of education into reality, and totality of student experiences that occur in the educational process, and ultimately it is the in terms of the educators or school sections, and when in not teaching a school. So, calculability of is that they receive in laboratory, in classroom, or in the lab, these all experiences come under the head of curriculum. These are the general objectives of curriculum. General objectives means that that the school expect from the students what he has to develop. Say, for example, our goal of attending the class as a teacher is to impart the knowledge. On the part of teacher, we put efforts to our students that all kind of knowledge should be explored in such a way that the point should be specific, the point should be very clear to the students. So the general objective of this curriculum is that we want to develop personality of the students in terms of mental development, in terms of physical development, in terms of other kind of moral development and cultural development. So the curriculum in totality considered all kind of experiences that is very essential for the development of the students, and it provides a kind of supportive material or a kind of supportive support to all the students to learn what is essential for that particular course. So this is about the unit 1. So is there any query from the side of the students? Please ask whatever you want to ask.
No, no query, madam. You can
No?
proceed. You can proceed. Yeah.
No query. Okay. So next, the history development of curriculum in India, because every subject has its history, and this history gives a kind of foundation on which the other structure of the subject. Similarly, curriculum also has a history, and it changes from one period to another. In 1835, when the Macaulay Minutes came, the Gandhiji also supported the kind of education that was related to creativity or the craft education that we also know as the Nai Talim, Varda scheme. It was also evolved. In this scheme, it was recommended that the condition of Indians are very poor and they are not able to get the education in good schools or the quality education. So they should do something, and selling these kind of products that they are preparing with the help of waste material like a craft material, they will sell this all the items and will get the money. This money will help them to survive and to get the education also. So the basic system of education, Nai Talim or Varda scheme that was evolved, that having the spirit that whatever the students are in position not to pay the fee in the schools, they should be provided certain kind of incentives just to earn the money. So learning and earning all together, this was the main spirit or the motto of this scheme, Nai Talim Varda scheme. And as the Congress ministries came into the power in 9 provinces of India, the basic curriculum was introduced at the elementary stage, and 3 centers intrinsically interconnected as the foci of the curriculum: craft work, physical environment, social environment. So these three were the main points, or can we say these three were the main target or the subjects or the course passing through which or connecting with interconnected with each other, we can at least fulfill the objectives of elementary stage. So these craft work, physical environment and social environment were chosen as a curriculum of the elementary stage. The scheme made rapid progress during the year 1937 to 1939. Resigned in 1939 on the event of the First World War, as India was dragged into the war by the British rulers without the consent of the Congress. The scheme thereafter did not make much headway. So this is also a kind of change in the environment, in the country's environment, so that according to that, there was also change in a kind of curriculum that we provided to our students. The Sargent report that was in 1944 suggested that the curriculum similar to the basic scheme. However, on account of the First World War, no progress in curriculum reforms could be made.
Madam, one doubt.
We,
One doubt.
yes,
1939 is the Second World War started, right? First World War was 1911 or very early. 1939, I think, is the time of Second World War, if I am correct.
Congress ministry resigned in 1939 on the event of the First World War.
Yes.
Yeah, as India was
Because I know Hitler started Second World War in 1939. Second World War, not first one. First one was much earlier.
to the British rulers without the
maybe
World War 2nd September 1930, 2nd September 1945. The mentioned
it's
the 1745.
uh, yeah. Okay, madam, you can proceed. Yeah.
After independence, that is 1952 to 53. Secondary Education Commission is also known as Mudaliar Commission. And before that, there was also commission that was in 1947 to 48 to 49. That was by Radha Krishnan Commission, but it was exclusively for Higher Education Commission, higher education. So it was concerned with the higher education in India. This commission is concerned with the Secondary Education Commission, and also known as Mudaliar Commission. This commission studied about the secondary education in India, and commission introduced diversified courses to be provided in multi-purpose or multilateral schools. There were 7 groups of subject, and these groups were humanities, sciences, technical, agriculture, commercial, fine arts, and home science. So there were 7 groups that were added in curriculum, and a student pursuing secondary education was required to follow the following curriculum: 3 subjects from one group, 3 languages, social studies, general course, general science including mathematics, general course, and one is the last is the craft. This scheme could not be given a fair trial. A few hundred multi-purpose schools that were opened died their natural death in a few years. Multi-purpose schools were opened, but it could not get. So this was the just development of Secondary Education Commission. Then in Kothari Commission, it was in 1964 to 66. This commission covered all the level of education, that secondary, higher education also, even teacher education and technical education also. So it was quite comprehensive and study levels of education in India. So this was the first commission that went into all aspects of curriculum at all steps of education. So the commission came to the conclusion that the curriculum was inadequate and outmoded and not properly designed to the needs of modern India. This was the observation of this commission. It observed that there was a good deal of useless educational slumber in the school courses, and the commission recommended that there was an urgent need to raise, upgrade, and improve school curriculum. It made the following important recommendations: introduction of a uniform pattern, that is 10 plus 2 plus 3, diversification of courses after class 10th, common courses for the first 10 years of schooling, and 3 languages at the lower secondary stage, introduction of work experience and social service in the class 9th and 12th, 2 languages in the class 11th and 12th, 3 compulsory subjects from a specified list of subjects in class 11th and 12th, education in moral and spiritual values in class 9th and to 12th. So this was the scheme given by the commission. And according to this recommendation, the curriculum was framed. After considering the recommendation of the Education Commission, that is Kothari Commission, the Government of India formulated a national policy on education in 1968. This was the first policy in independent India and accepted the 10 plus 2 plus 3 pattern. The 10 plus 2 curriculum was introduced in 1975 in some of the states. Gradually, it was introduced in almost all the states and union territories of India. The Government of India appointed 2 committees in 1977 to consider the various issues involved in the implementation of the new pattern, and the committee headed by Ishwar Bhai Patel made 2 important recommendations, namely the introduction of socially useful productive work in place of work experience and including only syllabus frames in the curriculum in each subject. So this was the also committee headed by Ishwar Bhai Patel. These two recommendations were very useful. That was on the SUPD, SUPW, and another was that in place of work experience, added this SUPW, and detailed syllabus of each subject was also prepared. Then after 1968, it was 1986, National Policy on Education, introduction of Operation Blackboard and emphasis on technology, integration of culture and social values into the curriculum. The computer literacy was added in this policy. And observing about the value system, it was also recommended that culture and social values should also be added into the curriculum in order to make the students more civilized, in order to make the students most Indian, and they should have the values that we expect from an Indian. So this kind of value system that realized is not up to the mark, these recommendations were added. Operational Blackboard was done for the elementary school, where the students are not having blackboard, not having sitting places. So that should also be improved. It was recommended by 1986. And the computer literacy, introduction of computer literacy, was also the recommendation of NPE 1986. Revised National Policy on Education 1992, it was the modification or the revision of 1986 policy. It is the review and changes made into the 1986 policy. Focus on higher education and vocational training. Key highlights in curriculum development. National Curriculum Framework 2000, strengthening of primary and secondary education, introduction of vocational skill-based curriculum. National Curriculum Framework, emphasis on child-centered education, key changes in pedagogy and assessment, impact on textbooks and teaching practices. So this was the change or a revision of the 1986 policy, where there was a paradigm shift in the pedagogical, in teacher pedagogy, and this was from teacher education to the child-centered education, from teacher-centered education to child-centered education. And assessment and pedagogy, these were changed as per the need of the students, and impact on textbooks and teaching practices, these also were given as a kind of revision of 1986 policy. Then we come to the new education policy 2020 that at present we are having, we are working, and we are trying to understand this, the recommendation of 2020 NEP policy, and it has been implemented in our university, Aligarh Muslim University, and some other universities also. Key reforms in curriculum structure and focus areas, emphasis on experiential learning, flexibility and multidisciplinary approach, introduction of foundational and early childhood education. These are the important of this NEP 2020 and New Education Policy 2020. So, experiential learning means a kind of learning that based on sense organs, and that gives an opportunity to the students to participate in teaching learning process at maximum. Flexibility means if there is any kind of change, the curriculum can be changed as per the need of the society, need of the country as well. So flexibility is a kind of component in the curriculum that says that the new innovations or the new requirement be added in the curriculum. Multidisciplinary approach means where the study of teaching learning process of other subjects are also going on, not fixed that we are having only teacher training institute. No, we are having lot of study of lot of discipline. So multidisciplinary approach is a kind of approach where we gives priority to other subjects also, and we try to integrate these other subjects with each other just to make the students or the learner familiar with other subject knowledge also. Introduction of foundation and early childhood education. It is also a kind of new recommendation or a kind of innovative recommendation of NEP 2020, where we say that 3 stages education is there, and the foundational stage is at the early stage, very early stage, where the Bal Batika and other kind of play games will be introduced for the students to just for their development, and that is mental development. And so this is about the NEP 2020. Next is the week third lecture. So there is any difficulty in 1 and 2 lecture? Any problem, any difficulty, any kind of clarification is needed, please tell me.
No, madam. No, madam. It's clear. The history is clear.
History is clear. Now we come to the next lecture, that is lecture 3, curriculum and its elements. Curriculum, as I told you, that it is a comprehensive word, and it includes all kind of experiences of the students that are inside the classroom and outside the classroom. Its elements means that the kind of activities that we carry on through curriculum, but we consider it in the scope of curriculum. So for the sake of convenience, we divide these elements in terms of activities. And these are 3. One is the curricular activities. Curricular activities means the content of the curriculum is expressed in different forms. That may be self-study, that the student is studying at home. Creative writing means the topic is given covering the curriculum and the students are writing in their own expression. Observation, that is a kind of critical comments from the side of the students, what he see in the situation, what he feel in the situation, and what kind of remarks he has for that particular situation. So the observation is also concerned with the curricular activities. Experimentation means the subject that required certain kind of lab work, that is science subjects, chemistry, physics. So experimentation where the students are involved in finding out the results or that has been given in any theory or in any principle of science. Work experience, that is whatever the work given assigned by the teacher and the student receives certain kind of experience. So that is work experience. Projects, that are the kind of certain topics covering the curriculum and the guided by the teacher that how to carry on this topic to clarify or to make the concepts more clarify. So curricular activities means those activities that are concerned with the curriculum or a kind of particular chapter, but these content can be expressed in better way with the help of these activities that have been mentioned here: the writing, observation, experimentation, work experience, projects, etc. Now, the second element of this curriculum is co-curricular activities. Co-curricular activities means the content is maybe explained with the help of the curricular activities, but the other assisting activities may also be carried on just to make the concepts more clear. So the assisting activities that make the curriculum clear is known as co-curricular activities. Say for example, host, I was uh, here on the screen, host is, but co-host is also here. So co-host assists the host. Similarly, co-curricular that assists the curriculum content to make it more clear. So that activities that make the curriculum content more clarified, more specific, that may also be carried out in the classroom. These may be academic discussion, these may be debates, these may be participation in symposium, and that may be panel discussion and seminar. So just to make any topic, any theme to much more enriched, not given in the textbooks, but it make it more fruitful, more beneficial, more healthy, and more enriched, rather say. We can carry on these kind of activities in the classroom. These are known as co-curricular activities. Extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities are concerned with those activities that are not directly related to the curriculum. No chapter is given in the book, textbook, topic is given in the curriculum or the syllabus that the student has to follow. But these kind of activities also gives certain enriched experiences to our students. So these are known as extracurricular activities. These extracurricular activities may be field trips. Say, for example, students are going to tour, so they feel a good experience and they are away from monotony of the classroom also. Sports meets, if the student having any kind of talent, any kind of special quality that can do much more better in comparison to the academics, at least can get an opportunity to express. Celebration of birthdays of national leaders, because it is our duty being a teacher that to familiarize our students regarding the dedication, hard and kind of uh, pains that our leaders for us to develop or to make us independent, that we all have born in independent India. So it is our duty to remember national leaders. And these birthdays of national leaders, national festivals that we celebrate to carry on or to remember or just to revive our rituals, our traditions. So these all come under the head of extracurricular activities. So these extracurricular activities are not given in terms of point, in terms of theme, or in terms of a syllabus in the curriculum, but these are essential for our students because they have to know regarding all kind of values, all kind of dedication of our national leaders and our culture and civilization. So these extracurricular activities are also very essential to familiarize the students with these uh, civilized cultural and civilized values of our country, India. So, unity in diversity we can also explain with the help of extracurricular activities because there are so many festivals being celebrated in different states. If we are celebrating these festivals in our school, at least our students can learn which festival is more familiar in UP, which is more familiar in Tamil Nadu, and other kind of students, those who are from different cultural diversity. In cultural diversity, they can enjoy these festivals also, and we can also give a message to our students that we are one, and we are having one country, that is India, though there is diversity in cultural traditions, but we all are one, and we have to celebrate these all festivals just to keep a kind of feelings that we all are one, we are in one country, India. So this is about the lecture 3. Do you have any difficulty? Dear learners, please tell me, is there any difficulty or clarification is needed?
No, no problem, madam. Clear, very clear.
Okay, thank you so much. So we are moving on lecture 4. It is related to uh, correlates of curriculum. Correlates of curriculum. See this. This is a cycle that show about the whole curriculum process. You know, somewhere I am saying objective, somewhere I am saying content, somewhere I am saying experience of the students, and somewhere I also told that evaluation. But how these components or the correlates of curriculum are integrated to each other, and what does the role of each correlate has to play in the process of this curriculum. So see, these are the five, there are five correlates of curriculum. One is objectives, another is content, another is learning experiences, instruction strategy, and evaluation. This is the whole cycle that covers the procedure or process of curriculum development. We start from first, that is from the objectives. Objectives are the kind of milestones that we have to achieve. And say, for example, you are having different subject in school. Say, start from science. You are having science subject in the school. The main objective of this science subject in the school is that we want to give the knowledge of science to our students, that we want to develop scientific attitude in our students, also want to create scientific qualities among the students, and we also want to develop a certain kind of scientific creativity among the students to do something at home, that just to prove why the water is flowing in this direction, why we have this kind of liquid that are boiling very quickly, that are having a high temperature, but not after giving lot of heat, they are not going to melt. Such kind of observations at home, so many observations are there. So we want to give a general objectives of each and every subject that covers after passing through the content of that particular subject. So again, what are the objectives? Objectives are the milestones that we have to achieve after passing through particular content of a particular subject. That may be of two types. Two type means general objective and another is a specific objective. General objectives means that this particular subject will be able to develop these domain of our students in general. In general, जैसे मैंने, as I told you, that knowledge of science, scientific attitude, scientific temperament. So this is general. But when we talk about the specific objective, it is concerned with the chapter concerned. Say, for example, you are studying or you are teaching this topic, Archimedes principle in the classroom. So Archimedes principle says that density of the liquid, density of the particular object. And what does it say? It says that when we dip any object into the water, it may float and it may sink at the bottom, it settle at the bottom. So why one item is floating on the water while another settle on the bottom? There may be reason. So Archimedes' principle explains the reason that the density of the item is not settled or floating at the layer of the water is that the density of that particular ball or maybe item is less than the density of the water. But on the other side, the one item or the iron ball that settle in the water, the density of that ball is more than the higher than the density of the water. So this kind of conclusions that we have drawn from this Archimedes principle that we explain in the classroom by the experimentation also. So this chapter, that is Archimedes principles, realize the students about the density of the water, density of different items made up of wood and made up of iron and other kind of metal also, and also explain the causes, reason, why does it happen. So this chapter is concerned with few points only that we explain in the classroom. So this is specific objectives. Therefore, every chapter has its own specific objectives and every chapter has its own vision and objectives that we have to put in the classroom with the help of experimentation, or maybe in case of history, it may be with the help of teaching aids. But the specific objectives differs from one chapter to the another, but the general objectives are similar for all the chapters. It means that a particular subject has certain objectives that we say is general, but each and every chapter has its own objectives that we say it specific objectives. Second point is content. Content of any curriculum is a kind of text, a kind of words that we provided to our students. It may be in the form of material, it may be in the form of chapters, it may be in the form of this textbook, maybe in the form of, because the videos and audios are nowadays very familiar, so it may be content, maybe in the form of audios. We are providing you, dear learners, we are providing you content in the form of audio, we are providing you content in the form of videos. So you are going through these videos and you are trying to understand that what the madam is saying, you are writing, you are noting the points also. So this is also the way of providing the content. So content means that specific material, that specific text provided to the learner as per the need of the objectives of that particular chapter. So content is developed by the experts, not by the learner, not by the others, those who are in technical process, but by the experts. Because while framing the content, we have to keep in mind certain kind of principles. That is principle of readiness. Principle of readiness means that the student should be ready to grasp the content. Say, for example, if you have started your chapter with a high content or a kind of content that they have never gone, so what will happen? There will be a certain kind of confusion, certain kind of disinterest in the mind of the learner, that I will not go through this because it is very difficult. So the principle of readiness is always keep in mind while framing the content. Second is the principle of going from simple to complex, put it in the simple form, then difficulty level slightly higher, then higher, and at the end there will be a difficulty level, the most difficulty level of the content. So whenever we present any book, we keep the simple chapters in the beginning, in the start, then we end with the difficult kind of chapters. So content follows principle of readiness, principle of simple to complex, and principle of flexibility. Flexibility means if there is any change in any content, at least there should be a opportunity to the teacher that he can add and can make it more enriched by adding the new information. And another is the principle of language, that if you are presenting your content in such a way that it is very uh, encyclopedic language, how is it possible to hear it and how possible to understand it? So please keep in mind always that content is developed by the experts, keeping in mind the principles of content development. Third one is learning experiences. Learning experiences are of two types. One is the direct learning experiences, and another is the indirect learning experiences. Direct learning experiences are those experiences that a teacher provides to the students directly in the classroom. When I am teaching any topic in the classroom, a student is hearing me carefully and I am trying to explain the concept. So this is the direct experience. Few experiences are indirect experiences. This is related to teachers' behavior. Say, for example, if someone is asking any question in the classroom and you are saying, sit down, don't ask. So this is a kind of indirect experience that the student was curious to know, but you discouraged. Sometimes it happens that the student wants to do something new in the classroom, but it is not allowed. So this is discouraging. And indirect experiences are also concerned with the dress of the teacher, way of asking the teacher, behaving with the students, and a kind of role model. Sometimes it happens that a student says, he is my role model. I like this teacher. So what is the points behind this liking? Certainly there will be certain kind of good points that impress the students also. So this is known as indirect kind of experiences that is not appeared directly, but students adopt it in the behavior and uh, formulate and keep certain kind of impression of the teacher or any kind of chapter. It also happens that a student is liking very much this subject, liking very much and saying that yes, I know about this chapter, I know about this topic, but certain topics very difficult, feeling very difficult. So these indirect experiences that not appear directly in teaching, but have certain kind of impression in liking and disliking of the content, liking and disliking of the teacher. These all ultimately form learning experiences. The fourth one is instructional strategy. This can be understood with the help of methodology. That means the strategy, the procedure through which you present your content to the students. So this is instructional strategy. This instructional strategy covers methods, teaching methods. That may be lecture method, that may be lecture demonstration method, that may be project method, that may be heuristic method, that may be problem solving method, and so many methods, so many innovative instruction strategies are there, brainstorming, discussion methods, so many methods are there. So instructional strategy is a kind of tool through which you impart your content to the students. Which strategy is most suitable for that particular subject? It is the decision and wisdom of a teacher. So, what should I follow to impart my content? That decision should be taken by the teacher herself or himself. And if this is a wise decision, then students will be happy and the content will be more fruitful by the clarify is able to clarify the content also. But if there is a need of experimentation, and the teacher is explaining it by verbally or content. To make the content more meaningful. Last step was reversed. If the condition is reversed, definitely it has to identify the reasons of not getting the good marks by the students. This is a question mark or a kind of challenge before a teacher. So evaluation is a last point of any curriculum development that helps to understand the effectiveness of the curriculum, effectiveness of the teaching methodology, and a kind of objectives that we have framed, whether achieved or not. For evaluation, we use several tools, say for example, essay type test items, objective type test items. In essay type test items, we have long essay type test items where the freedom is given to the students that you can write your free expression. And somewhere we bound the students within limited words, write your answer. So this is a kind of evaluation where the student is bound to write the words. So in somewhere it is objective kind of test items, that is MCQs, multiple choice questions, and somewhere it may be multiple MSQ, and somewhere it may be a fill in the blanks, somewhere it may be a kind of matching words. So you also have in your assignments this MCQs and MSQs. So MCQs are the objective kind of evaluation, and MSQs is also an objective type of evaluation. If we are giving you certain questions in like an essay, write about the curriculum activities, then you are writing this self-study, project way. When you are writing these all in your own words, so this is a kind of your learner's expression. So evaluation may be of subjective and may be of objective. It depends on the nature of the subject also, nature of the topic also, and also what kind of talent or what kind of quality we want to assess or we want to evaluate. Say, for example, if you want to check the language, how far the students are able to express their views in their own language. So you can give the essay type. If you want the deep knowledge, you can give the MCQs, and MSQs also fulfill the same purpose. So this is about the correlates of curriculum that constitute, this cycle constitute the curriculum development as a whole. Okay. So dear participants, if you have any query related to the any curriculum, please ask. And you can questions. Yes. So this is principles of curriculum planning. Principle. What are the is not rigid. Every time we are having the explosion of knowledge, so there should be an open door to add the knowledge. It should be flexible. Principle of variety, if you are explaining any concept, so try to explain in the form with the help of examples. So plan in that form, that variety of examples should be there so that the student can learn and can know about the concepts very clear. Principle of integration means that joining one concept to another. How can we fulfill uh, that by joining one concept to the another so that a multidisciplinary approach of the institution should be achieved. So integration makes the things more meaningful and learner can get the knowledge of different subjects also. Principle of utility means that the teaching done in the classroom is not utilized by the students outside the classroom. What we will say? We will say it is useless. So whatever the curriculum knowledge provided to the student, it should be utilized outside the classroom also, so that the students can enjoy, can understand the causes, reasons of the phenomena, and also utilize it in terms of earning anything, earning money also. So utility is very important. The content for the students outside the classroom also. Principle of there will be a monotony. Principle of relevance, that it should be relevant to their life and it should be relevant for the society, it should be relevant for the nation, it should be relevant for their future studies also. So dear learners, I have completed these units, summarizing these all. Do you have any query or difficulty in these units?
Hello. No, madam. No, madam, is clear. So can you provide some reading material, madam? Right now, there is only week 4 reading material is there. For other weeks also, if you can upload onto the site, feel good.
So we will provide soon, and audios we have provided. Okay, 1 to unit material from unit 1 to unit 4.
Yes, reading material. Okay, reading. Yeah.
Reading material from unit 1 to
1 to whatever. I think currently 9, right? 9 is going on.
okay, so 9, unit 9. Okay, so I will provide you soon, and if any difficulty is there, can send me the also.
Okay, okay. Very much. Thank you, madam. I think I got an idea now. Okay, right. Okay.
Right? We did. Okay.